This story came out a couple days ago, and I found it very, very interesting. So Kim Kardashian has to pay a $1.26 million fine to settle SEC crypto charges. So we'll go through some of this here, but I mean, the gist of it is she was part of a massive crypto scam, this like pump and dump scheme, and there's some accountability for it. So the sub-headline is, the SEC alleged that the celebrity billionaire used her Instagram account to tout Ethereum Max's token, EMAX, without adding any disclaimer that she was being given $250,000 to publish the post. So here's what they say in Politico. Kim Kardashian will pay $1.26 million to settle federal charges that she promoted a cryptocurrency without disclosing she was paid to do so. So the securities... Sorry, I don't know how to talk, even though I talk for a living. Promoted a cryptocurrency without disclosing she was paid to do so, the Securities and Exchange Commission said Monday. The SEC alleged that the celebrity billionaire and reality TV star used her Instagram account, followed by 331 million people, Jesus, that's so many people, to tout Ethereum Max's token, EMAX, without disclosing that she was being given $250,000 in exchange. EMAX is a token built on the popular Ethereum blockchain. Its value has fallen by more than 99% since peaking in May 2021. So again, this is a total scam. It was a scam. It was a pump and dump scheme. Now, did she know that? That's a separate question. But that's what it was. So here's what she said. Are you guys into crypto? Kardashian wrote in a June 2021 post, according to the SEC's order. This is not financial advice, but sharing what my friends just told me about the Ethereum Max token. Kardashian provided links to where potential investors could learn how to buy the digital currency, and while Kardashian did include hashtag ad at the bottom of the post, the SEC said Kardashian should have disclosed that she had received compensation as well as the amount paid. So there's an actual law about that you have to disclose the amount you were paid for a situation like this. And she didn't do it. She didn't do it. So she's slapped with a huge fine. I'm going to get to more on that in a second because I feel like Crystal did a great monologue on this. But she's not the only one, man. This thing was, remember the peak of cryptomania? Cryptocurrency, I'm going to read you, I'm going to get to the list here. This is in Yahoo News. Cryptocurrency popularity has boomed in recent years and celebrities have gotten in on the fanfare. But as criminal activity in the space soars, so has the likelihood that influencer endorsements could lure investors into costly digital asset scams. Kim Kardashian, Floyd Mayweather, and former NBA star Paul Pierce are among recent celebrities in the hot seat for their crypto promotions, accused in a lawsuit filed earlier this month in California of using their fame to, quote, pump a little-known cryptocurrency called Ethereum Max as part of a larger scheme to profit themselves and defraud investors. For Mayweather, the lawsuit marks the second time the boxer has come under scrutiny for allegedly making misleading statements around crypto. In 2018, the Securities and Exchange Commission charged Mayweather and music producer DJ Khaled for failing to disclose payments they received for promoting investments in initial coin offerings. Fraudsters have also misused high-profile figures without their knowledge to coax fans, using the faces of famous names including Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, and Sir Richard Branson to promote fake endorsement schemes related to Bitcoin. So, remember that Matt Damon did that weird ad? Now look, some of the cryptocurrencies are more legitimate than other cryptocurrencies, right? But one of the things that was particularly egregious about this example is that Ethereum is one of the more legit cryptocurrencies. Ethereum Max is not really related to Ethereum, but they did that misleading name on purpose because they know it would help their little scam. And so here, let's go to what Crystal said on her show because I think she makes some really good points in here.
Crystal, what are you taking a look at?
Well, got a bit of bombshell celebrity finance crypto news yesterday. So Kim Kardashian has agreed to settle with the SEC for over $1 million after failing to disclose she was being paid to promote a now basically dead crypto token. It was called Ethereum Max. By the way, in spite of the name, Ethereum Max has no relationship to Ethereum. The intentionally confusing naming kind of shows you what a scam it was from the jump. All right, here is the Instagram post that Kim posted that created all of the ire among financial regulators. She writes, "Are you guys into crypto? This is not financial advice, but sharing what my friends just told me about the Ethereum Max token. A few minutes ago, Ethereum Max burned $400 trillion in tokens, literally 50% of their admin wallet, giving back to the entire Emacs community. She then included a bunch of hashtags, including one that indicated this was an ad, but that bare bones disclosure apparently did not impress the SEC. Here's what Chair Gary Gensler told CNBC.
Congress passed a law many decades ago called the Securities Act, and it was to protect the public. And part of that law said that if you tout a stock, you need to disclose not only that you're getting paid, but also the amount, so the source and the nature of those payments. And so this was to protect the public when folks, and this law was passed in the 1930s. We brought these types of cases over the decades, but even in the last 5 years with regard to crypto, it's really important that the public understand if somebody is touting a crypto security token, that are they getting paid and how much are they getting paid? And we brought a case a number of years ago, I think four years ago, against Floyd Mayweather, against DJ Khalid, Steve Seagal, an actor,
DJ Khalid,
and others over the years. So this is
Steven Seagal, Jesus.
Unfortunately, it's another time that we brought a case.
So basically what happened here is Kardashian and a bunch of other celebrities too, by the way, including NBA player Paul Pierce, boxing champ Floyd Mayweather Jr., they all got paid a bunch of cash. In Kardashian's case, I think it was $250K, to tout this Ethereum Max thing and to talk it up. According to a different class action lawsuit, their plugs artificially boosted the price and left ordinary investors holding the bag when the whole thing promptly lost 97% of its total
Now it's 99%.
value. In other words, looks like a classic pump and dump kind of a scheme. Now, Kardashian, as I've indicated, far from the only offender here in terms of crypto and also NFT promotions. You had Reese Witherspoon backing some cringy girl boss NFT thing. Matt Damon recorded a Super Bowl crypto ad trying to persuade viewers that investing in crypto will lead to historic greatness for them. Gwyneth Paltrow taking
Spike Lee, too. He promoted crypto and it was like he used like a racial angle to it. Like this is like liberation or some shit.
time off from selling vagina candles to sell Bored Ape NFTs. I could go on and on here. For celebrities, getting a cash payday for promoting these schemes was quick and easy. For those
Yeah, like, okay. This is what pisses me off the most about this, right? Is that, so everybody who we've talked about to this point, who was involved in one of these scams, they're very well off financially. They're already set, man. Floyd Mayweather, set. Paul Pierce, set. Kim Kardashian, beyond set. And they decided to do this anyway because somebody came to them and said, look, you want to do 2 seconds of work and make $250,000? That was Kim's number. I'm sure others even made more, right? And like, look, I'm somebody who has a very tiny percentage of what somebody like Kim Kardashian has. I mean, she's like A-list celebrity. I'm like G-list, right? Like I'm very niche, political, online, whatever. But with that comes a responsibility that you guys have trust, and I can't abuse that trust, or else everybody will flee, right? And so I haven't talked to an advertiser at all the entire history of doing the show, which is like over a decade. I've never had a conversation with an advertiser, and I do that as a matter of principle. Now, like, in other words, even products that are proven that I know work and that I know like, I might do like an offhanded, shout out to some like Corn and I or like fast food and shit, right? Like it's offhanded. There's zero checks being sent back and forth, but I do because it's just within the context of a real ass conversation. But like, I make a point of not abusing that trust. I make a point of not having weird, underhanded motives when dealing with you guys, and these people have way more power, way more money, way more influence than I'll ever have, and they casually just give me the money and I'll say and do whatever the fuck you want. I will abuse the trust of all of the people who follow me. Because I don't care. I care about the money. And there's something that's so gross about that. It's so gross, man. It's just, it's a lack of morality and ethics that I struggle to wrap my mind around. That these people, they don't even have the most basic, bare minimum ethical standards. It's really astonishing.
We're behind the coins and NFTs, while the whole ecosystem is just built on hype and selling a story anyway. So who better to push that story than the celebrities our society has become so incredibly invested in? Now, the government clearly wants to make an example out of Kim Kardashian here. In addition to Gensler making the media rounds and placing stories in top newspapers, the SEC even filmed this little video, very highly produced, to use the occasion of the Kardashian fine to warn investors about falling for crypto schemes that are touted by influencers. Good. They should do more of that. They should make it absolutely clear to celebrities that their shameless crypto and NFT scam shilling comes with a cost. Because unfortunately, this problem is actually way bigger than we might like to imagine. According to Morning Consult, a full 20% of American adults saw Kim's little Ethereum Max Instagram post. That is shocking to me.
What?
19% of those who said they saw the ad then went and invested in this scam. That is so...
Those numbers are absurd, bro. What? 20% of the country saw this post. 19% of the people who saw it invested in it? So basically, the move from these Ethereum Max scammers was like, let me just get a couple huge names, throw $250,000 at Kim Kardashian just for a single post, knowing that in turn, they'll raise like tens of millions of dollars and just get away with their fucking pump and dump scheme. Oh, man. Oh, man. Again, the lack of any sort of moral core, ethical standards. Just like, not only will I hawk things to my followers, I'm going to hawk things I don't even know about, don't use, don't care what the fallout is. I'm just going to do it. There are people who are probably ruined by this.
So disturbing on so many levels and demonstrates that Kim's $1 million fine is frankly nothing compared to the damage that she ultimately caused. And again, this is a currency that promptly proceeded to lose 97% of its value once the fairy tale of wealth and glamour instantly fell apart. What's more, 45% of current crypto owners say they would be more likely to invest in a cryptocurrency if they saw a celebrity endorsement for it. Guys, please, for the love of God, don't do that. These people do not care about you. They don't give a shit if you lose everything. They are just cashing in on our celebrity-obsessed culture and could give a damn about the wreckage that they ultimately leave behind. As crypto critic and himself Hollywood guy Ben McKenzie writes, the Hollywoodization of crypto is a moral disaster. And for celebrities fans who likely have far less money to lose, it's potentially a financial one as well. These rich and famous entertainers might as well be pushing payday loans or seating their audience at a rigged blackjack table. Well said. But fully considering the case of Kardashian is also to realize how much scamming behavior is apparently perfectly legal in this realm. Point that Andrew Ross Sorkin actually made in his interview with Gensler.
How does that differ, for example, from others who make similar posts, who may own, in fact, different cryptos or other securities and promoting them? I'm thinking of Michael Saylor from MicroStrategies, who has a huge stake, and this has been out promoting on online and elsewhere. Or you can even talk about an Elon Musk, who's talked about Dogecoin. They may not be being paid specifically cash to promote those things, but they have such a large investment in them that they have even more at stake, frankly.
Now, Gensler didn't really answer that question, but it's clear the crackdown should go a lot further because the whole sector is rife with fraud, with rug pulls, with pump and dumps, and just regular people being sold a pack of lies. Honestly, Kardashian is just the tip of the iceberg here. The whole thing makes me so sad. After 2008, it was clear the traditional banking system had failed the world. It was clear the regulators had either been asleep at the switch or actively complicit in the whole catastrophic debacle. One response to that was demanding that Congress shut down the casino, return banking to being boring and stable by reinstituting the regulations which served us well for decades following the Great Depression. In other words, have the government step in with stronger laws and real enforcement. The other response was to give up on government altogether, and that instinct is embodied by the radical libertarian dream of crypto. And honestly, I was pretty sympathetic to it and the idealism that is at its core, creating a currency that could be important for dissidents or for citizens living under repressive regimes or which have been hit by cruel and unfair sanctions. I genuinely understand that appeal. But the reality is they have just recreated all the problems of the skeeziest, scummiest parts of our financial system, with many fewer avenues for accountability and enforcement from the government. All of the pitfalls, none of the U.S. government backing or backstops. Ultimately, it is too perfect that this hollow answer to the core problems of our society would be pumped up by the hollowest and most vapid creatures among us. And Sagar, this is really...
That's such a great point. Yeah, because in the fallout of the 2008 subprime mortgage crisis and Great Recession, there was an awakening that a lot of people had that, holy shit, the system is bullshit. The system is not sane, reasonable, rational, fair, meritocratic. It's none of those things. It's none of those things. And they learn that the government is not looking out for you. They're not doing that at all. The whole thing seems like a giant fraudulent scam. And so the reaction to that, as Crystal's pointing out, you can go one of two ways. If you just learn like, oh, the establishment is total horseshit. You could either go the direction of, well, hold on now, let me learn a little bit about history. What happened after the Great Depression? Oh, we had the New Deal. Oh, we had a slate of new regulations to rein in the banks, rein in the financial industry. And, oh, look at that. That led to decades and decades of slow, steady growth and a thriving middle class. So, okay, so the answer is more regulation. The answer is more government, no corruption, social democracy. That's the answer. Or a lot of people went the other direction. They went the Ayn Rand libertarian / anarcho-capitalist direction. Because, by the way, at the time, one of the top-selling books at the time during the crash was Atlas Shrugged, one of Ayn Rand's biggest books. And that argument is, the problem wasn't both the financial industry and the government that was captured by it. The argument they make about 2008 is the problem was just the government. So if you get rid of the government, so whatever regulations remained, however few there were, if you got rid of the rest of those regulations, then everything would have been fine. So in other words, leave it up to the smartest guys in the room, the capitalists, and let them decide. The people who went that ideological direction, the anarcho-capitalist direction, the problem that all the blame is on government, none of it is on corporations or the financial industry, those are the kinds of people who are going to be more open to this idea, totally unregulated marketplace, sort of like a new currency that's not a fiat currency propped up by a government. It's more of a natural currency for the new internet era. And the appeal of it is, well, the government's not going to fuck it up. It's the blockchain. And so a lot of people thought, understandably so, hey, this is different. This is not establishment. But what they missed is, honestly, it's the exact same thing that happens with people who get skeptical of mainstream medicine. You know, like, I understand being skeptical of Big Pharma. I'm super skeptical of Big Pharma. But sometimes people take that and then they stretch it to, well, modern medicine is sort of bullshit. And then those people turn to what? Alternative medicine. And they grasp the first answers that come their way from the alternative medicine sphere. But what they're failing to understand is those things are scams too. They're just a different kind of scam. It's weird that some people get super skeptical of, like, the mainstream, but then they drop all of their skepticism when it comes to anything, quote-unquote, alternative or quote-unquote anti-establishment. No, I need you to have that same rigor and that same skepticism for all of the answers, whether they come from the mainstream, the establishment, or the anti-establishment outsider alternative stuff, whether it's on the medicine front or whether it's on the financial front. And this is an instance of devastating consequences, man. Devastating consequences, because people believed in the promise of crypto, and it was a big bubble, and there were a lot of nefarious actors involved in it, looking to get a quick payday, and this is the end result. This is the end result. And I agree with Crystal that Kim Kardashian's lucky she only got away with a $1.26 million fine. And they should fine the rest of these fuckers too, and they really need to crack down on this industry, because again, the answer all along was not, oh, the only problem is the government, just get rid of the government and we'll live in a fucking utopia. That's comical. The problem is the government wasn't doing the right kind of regulation. There wasn't enough government with reasonable rules and guidelines. That was the problem. So I feel for all the people who got scammed by crypto, because there was a promise to it that was an outsider promise that people really thought this is going to usher in, you know, something wonderful. And instead we got a whole bunch of scams. Hey y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.